first thing I want to introduce to you is the color palette. I believe this is no stranger to students in Taiwan. Then it looks like this when folded. If you're painting on a table, the palette can be laid flat. If you are sketching outdoors, you can turn this on. Thumb through the hole, so you can hold the palette while coloring. The number above is the number of the color. For example, if the yellow paint is 346, I will write 346 there. It will be very convenient when squeezing the paint like this. This palette has two parts, upper and lower. On top I will put warm colors like yellow, orange, red. The following is to put cold colors such as blue, purple. Next is the Watercolor brand. That is easier for North American students to buy. This brand has a series for beginners called Cotman. We chose a palette of 15 colors. Although it is a beginner series, it is also very popular with artists. There is also a brush in it, which is very easy to use. Sophia's watercolor and flower works are often painted with this brush. The bottom of the palette can be pulled out to color. The grid in the middle is for you to put water and wash the paint. You can place it on the right or left. Sophia used to put in the middle. Next is the color part. Remember to print Cotman in blue on the purchase label. The color name is printed on the right. For example, this is lemon yellow hue. You can go to the art club to buy the lemon yellow hue of the Cotman series. There is a number on the back of the paint. The number of this paint is 346. You can buy paint numbers directly. After tearing off the label, the paint name and number will also be printed on the side of the paint. Next is the watercolor paper part. Sophia is using French Arches watercolor paper. On the right is Arches rough watercolor paper. I choose 90 IB for the poundage. The larger the number, the thicker the paper. On the left is hot pressed, which has no texture and is suitable for painting delicate things. Not suitable for white space and rendering effects. Another material is cold pressed. Its texture is between rough and hot press. Next, I will show you the effect of these two watercolor papers. On the right is rough, on the left is hot pressed. Now let's smudge some skies on rough watercolor paper. You can see that the padding and smudging works really well. It also feels very textured. You can see the effects of blurring and blanking on the screen. Next is to smudge the sky on the hot press. You can see that the blooming and white space are not as good as the right. You can see that rough has more texture. Hot press smudges tend to have a striped feeling. Above are 2 pieces of watercolor paper blooming effect. Let's let it dry and see what happens. You can take a look at the effect of rough watercolor paper on the right. The effect of leaving the sky blank is very beautiful. The effect of hot pressed watercolor paper on the left. The effect of the sky blooming is not good. There is a feeling of strips. So if you want to smudge or leave blank, you can choose rough. Next is the part of the watercolor brush. Winsor & Newton has a Cotman series of watercolor brushes. If you like drawing detailed things as much as Sophia, you can buy this set of watercolor brushes. They are great for drawing desserts. The above is the introduction of watercolor equipment. If you like this channel, welcome to subscribe.